Welcome to The Gathering,
Happy
where we
birthday,
come
John.
together to explore and activate the kingdom within. This is a community where everyone gets to participate and your voice matters. Our focus is on awakening to our true identity and shedding the world's programming, then stepping into the power and authority that we were meant to carry in the first place.
In Christ we find a new creation, a life of purpose and liberation. No longer slaves to sin's dark reign. We're free to love in Jesus' name.
Each week, we equip ourselves to rise above the darkness and reclaim the kingdom of love and bring that kingdom into this earth realm. Together, we're learning, growing, and living from the inside out and building a life and a community that reflects the fullness of God's kingdom. We hope you'll join us every week and bring your friends. Welcome to the journey.
In Christ we find a new creation, a life of purpose and liberation. No longer slaves to sin's dark reign. We're free to love in Jesus' name.
All right. Well, welcome, everybody. Good to see you here. I'm looking forward to the discussion today. We've got hopefully some people prepared to share and jump in. But before we do, I do have one thing I want to share. And let me see if I can get this up here. Just want to remind everybody, we got about a month before this starts. And I'm just leaving it at the early bird price for right now. We've got maybe 4 spots left. If we do go over that, we can potentially get another spot, another place, another location that would allow us to expand a little further. But currently, we've got 4 spots left, and encourage you to get signed up. For me, it's about are you ready to actually do the spiritual stuff? I know we talk about it a lot, and you go to conferences and we get a lot of information from people all the time sharing about how to go deeper with God. Well, in this retreat, we're simply going to do it. And for those of you who have been part of um, the inner circles, you've got a good taste of what it's going to be like. But we're going to go even deeper in this retreat, just simply because we're going to have 4 days just to keep going and keep going and keep going. And so we're going to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And just hopefully through that time and that place and that space, you'll also be able to glean from it how to do it yourself, so that when you go home, you can enter into that space and that place where you can simply reach into the creative heart of the Father and pull into this realm those things that He has already given to you. It's not about trying to make them and create them yourself. I mean, in some ways we are co-creating with God, but it's actually just grabbing what's already been created for you and bringing it into this realm. So anyway, encourage you to get signed up for that. Like I said, 4 spots left right now, but we can do another location if we get several beyond that. Not a problem. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. So today's topic is authenticity. We're going to take a look at that because honestly, again, this is partly what we're going to do at the retreat, but you being authentic to who you are meant to be is your gift to the world. It's your gift to the body. And when we really begin to understand that, and we just get to walk in our own freedom just to be who we're called to be, it's a beautiful thing. And it's in that place and in that space that you begin to draw to yourself, again, from that creative space in the Father's heart, you begin to draw to yourself all the things that Father's already created for you, already designed for you in order for you to do what you're here to do. And it's not a stressful thing. It's not something you have to strive and fight and scratch in this life to try to get a hold of and pull it in. No, when we're walking in that authenticity, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. Now, I don't know if it's going to be ready. We were trying to get the web page ready, but I'm creating a new web page on the website. So the website, Kingdom Equipping Center, if you go to that website and then you go to the URL, so it's kingdomequippingcenter.com/the gathering, all one word, type in the gathering, that as we go there, that's going to be created in the form of blogs where you can go there and get the notes for the day. And you can go back and look at previous notes from previous talks so that you'll have those there. And maybe as we keep going, we'll get links to the videos, and we'll also get transcripts for those videos. So anyway, looking forward to getting that stuff lined up. I said I was creating it. I came up with the idea. Norm's creating it. So Norman is the one that's creating it. And just thank you, Lord, for Norman. He is an awesome gift to the community. Okay, so I don't have anything else. I'm going to do something really quick while I can. Let's make John co-host. And happy birthday, John. I'm excited that we've got you here on your birthday. Wow, that's pretty special. All right, so you got your host now, John? You're on there as host? Okay. All right, so if any of you are watching this and you are wanting to join us live, you go to our Kingdom Equipping Center.com website and /community. There's a tab there for it. Click on the community tab and you can go down there and you'll find the link to join the Zoom community. So encourage you to do that if you want to be involved in this conversation kind of, real time. If you're not able to get on Zoom and you're watching from Facebook or YouTube, encourage you to put your comments into the chat section or the comment section on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll do our best to read those and bring those into the conversation as well. And if you're on Facebook and YouTube, feel free to share this, get the word out, invite your friends, and this will be an open discussion today where we will dive into authenticity, and I'm looking forward to hearing your hearts on the subject. But before we get started on that, let's go ahead and enter into our worship time. So let's just get that place and space and our hearts ready. So we're going to bring it down and go ahead and enter in. So if you're new to us, we're just going to go into some meditation time. I'll lead a little bit of it. But as we start, just do some breathing and focus on getting your body in a place where it's relaxed as you possibly can. All right, here we go. I just want you to take some time to breathe and get your body relaxed. Just deep breaths. Just focus on your entire body. Start at your feet, work your way up your body, all the way to the top of your head, but little bit by little bit. Just let gravity do its work. Just let everything fall into that place of rest where you're not fighting gravity, but you're just letting your muscles and your body rest into that space, that place. Our choice to bring our body into that place of rest has a direct correlation to our ability to enter into the depth of meditation with the Father and going deep into His heart. And I was seeing all of us standing on a beach, and we all began to wade into the water. And this water, this ocean, is an infinite ocean of the Father's love, His joy, and His peace. We all knew that at the depth of this ocean is the greatest level of peace, love, and joy we could ever experience. So we all began to almost rush our way into the ocean, swimming deep into the ocean. There's a certain point where there's no more effort needed. There's no more swimming that is needed. It's just we stop. So again, I want you to check your body to see how relaxed you are. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly, and as you do so, just check your body. Drop your shoulders. Let your eyes relax, and your tongue, your eyebrows, your forehead. Let your neck relax. And see yourself in that ocean, the depth, the Father's love, His joy, and His peace. And you're just floating on your back. You're facing up, but you're floating. And as you float, you're simply sinking deeper and deeper. And you get to go as deep as you want to go. And the method for going deeper is you just continue to let go. Some of you might feel some fear to let go. Something in your life that's going on that's distracting you. Let that go. Deep breath. You got something coming up in the future that may be taking up your time and space in the moment. Just let that go. Anything and everything that wants to occupy your time and space right now, other than this place of peace, let it go. Let it go and allow yourself to go as deep as you are comfortable, as deep as you would like, into the Father's heart, into this ocean, this infinite ocean that represents His heart of love, His joy, the substance of joy that goes nowhere. It's always there, never fades, never dissipates. Father's love is always there. Father's joy is always there. Deep breath. Check your body, relax, rest. Be at peace as you're sinking deeper into that love and joy and peace. Just be at peace. Let it go. Let yourself go. So many things in our lives that we'll let block the love, the joy, the peace, the goodness of God. So many things that we let interfere. In this moment, just choose to let those go, just for a moment. Let every fear you've ever had, let it go. Just for a moment. And test the Father. See if He isn't there to catch you, to hold you, to pull you close, to bring you into His rest, bring you into harmony with His heartbeat. To help you see that He is indeed, truly, and fully, completely trustworthy. And there's a place where you can reach such great peace, such great trust, that you've let go of everything. Sometimes it's as if you forget to breathe. And you'll catch yourself inhaling. And you might even ask yourself, wow, when was the last time I actually took a breath? It's because you're in that space of peace and rest and trust. So deep breath. Clear your thoughts. Hold it for a second and then let it out slowly. And let yourself sink even further. And you know it's in this place Father can begin to show you things about yourself that He created in you and for you that you've yet to discover about yourself. So just in this place of peace and rest where you're just floating weightlessly in that ocean, I want you to become aware Father has these things for you that He wants you to have. But because of our own blockages, we've not been able to see them. Because we've been striving and fighting and trying to get things that the world's told us we needed to have. We've been blinded to what the Father has designed you to have. We've been blinded to even see the things that would bless you the most. Deep breath. Perhaps some of you are seeing some of those things. As you see those things, I want you to just gently, slowly and carefully just reach out to receive those things that the Father is showing you. And when you reach out and they join your hands, just gently and carefully pull them into your heart. Because as you pull them into your heart, you're pulling them into this 3D realm to be manifested in this world. Just gently receive it. Hold on to it. Pull it in. All of it ever so gently. And deep breath. Father is so, so good, so beautiful and so wonderful to you. You're going to hold on to that which He's given to you. As I said, you're going to pull it into this realm. And as we begin to come back to this realm in our consciousness, and believe me, you're in that space, in that ocean. You're going to coexist in that place and in this place. You're going to stay there and let that peace and that love and that joy flow into you and through you into this realm. You get to be in both locations at the same time. So we're going to come back. We're going to refocus our attention here. We're going to bring with us those things that He gave to you. And you don't need to try to manifest them when you get here. You simply bring them with you. You begin to let them manifest. Let them go into this realm. Let them be free into this realm to manifest for you those things that you're ready for. Just stay at peace, stay at rest. And in the right time, the right place, in the right way, they will begin to come forth. Trust the Father. Deep breath. Thank you, Father. As we come back, I'm going to ask those of you on Zoom, if you want to share anything that the Father shared with you, that you would go ahead and bring that forth. Raise your electronic hand if you've got something you'd like to share. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, I encourage you to go ahead and put it in the chat, put it in the comment section. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you. All right, if you can hear me on Zoom, some of you who are with us, okay, good. I just needed to check. I didn't know if everybody was still meditating in the other realm. All right, anybody have anything to share? All right, Maxine, go ahead.
Yeah, when we first started, I was back in the River of Life, and instead of my Jeep this time, there was a boat, like a pleasure boat, or where you want to go fishing out in the water, like for 4 people. And there was an engine in the back, and I heard 2-stroke engine, and I'm like, okay. So I have no idea what that means.
Wow, wow, wow. Interesting. I don't know, when you said that, what popped in my mind was, we talk about, or you've heard, that in the frequencies of the realms of Earth and other places that, like I can't remember, just very, very often we're into the other realms and back, into the other realms and back, and that a 2-stroke engine, you're here and you're there, you're here and you're there, and you're going back and forth and existing in both realms at the same time. That's beautiful. Thank you, Maxine. Anyone else? This is a participatory group, And I'm hoping you guys are going to participate, especially when we get to the part that we're going to engage in conversation. So nobody else has anything. All right. Well, my buttons are not working. Sorry.
Sorry, it took me a little longer to get back to my computer.
Oh, okay. Okay. Go
Out of
ahead.
the other room, you know. No, I just wanted to share. This was really it was an activation that I feel like I need to spend a bit more time there, because
Yeah.
it's not been such an easy week for me. And it was what was beautiful was that so I was just letting things go and how just like, Father, I just know your love, and I'm just letting go of the things that I can't handle, and just being honest with this is hard and stuff like that. And but the beautiful thing was that towards the end he showed me, he said, I want you to show how I see you. And he saw me as this strong mountain, and like in the Alps. And so, and he said, you're not going to feel that way most of the time, but you need to know that you are that. And so when Maxine talked about the two-stroke engine, I was like, yes, I just need to go back and forth and just be aware of like, okay, this other realm that's equally real, and that's really what gives me the strength to be where I'm here. Thank
I
you.
love it. Love that. Thank you, Dorette. Wow. Well, that was it was very deep meditation for me. Just really beautiful. I'm waiting for my computer here to come back up because I wanted to. Let me see if I can share this. Don't know if it'll let me or not. No, it's not going to let me. So hopefully my laptop will come back up here and I'll be able to share what somebody was posting. Actually, you know what? I can do it on here. Let me do it this way. So Sue says, yes, it's working. That was amazing, except the fly that kept landing on my head. That's where the enemy likes to attack us sometimes. I met Jesus in the depths and floated to heaven. Beautiful, beautiful. Love that. Love that. All right. Now I got to get my cursor back over there. Thank you, Sue. All right. Anyone else? Oh, go ahead, Larry and Debbie.
Yeah, I was just going to fill time in, but I just wanted to say, yes, how peaceful it was. And I kind of needed it. I've been kind of rushing around doing some things. We're having a little get together after church. But when you spoke about it being deep, even if you, in my case, I wasn't going into like mystic deep places, but it was again centering who I am. It was allowing me to calm down a little bit and be able to focus on the rest of what's going on. That's why I didn't share. I didn't really have a vision to express, but I did experience great emotional or I don't know, almost to the point of anxiety, because I was rushing around and knowing that 11:30 I need to be on, and then I couldn't find the link right away in my Zoom. Every now and then now it seems like Zoom keeps clearing that we don't have the app. It's just the Zoom on Chrome, and every now and then Chrome just wants to wipe away all your history, and so I have to start over again. But anyways, we found it. We're here, and I'm much more peaceful now. She's got something. Yep.
Go ahead, Debbie.
So I just love the idea or the perspective of relaxing in my secret place of the Most High, and then seeing all those beautiful treasures that Yeshua is streaming into me, and just basking in that. Hallelujah. So that's what I was doing.
Love it. Thank you. Love it, Debbie. Yeah, that's just beautiful to be there, and it is life changing. It really, I mean, just think about the shift that it just made for all of us in that space in that short amount of time, to be able to shift us into His grace, just to be in peace. Love it. Thank you. John and Evelyn, go ahead.
There, technical difficulties are over. And that's been kind of our thing this morning. Things weren't going right, and I couldn't figure out how to get onto this, though I've done it 100 times. And very busy day yesterday. It was swirling around in my head while we were doing meditation. And as you spoke peace to all of that, it just left. Like, I can deal with that later. And it's amazing in my busy business how God can rearrange a schedule and make it work so well, how he can do all kinds of wonderful things. If I just let him and let go and let God is I think the mantra there.
Yeah. It's so good. And, I do my meditations nearly every morning. Sometimes when I'm traveling, I have a little more challenge to find that time, depending on where I'm at. But nearly every morning. And so I'm just thinking about Sue and her comment with the fly. I'm like, I get it. I totally get it. And there's always something, always something that wants to distract us. And my goal is I want to get to that place where when I'm in that deep meditation, that nothing's going to pull me out of it. Nothing can pull me out of it, and I can just maintain. So for me, sometimes, because we live near an airport, planes will fly directly overhead, pretty low, and it's quite disturbing. But I was thinking of that this morning as I was meditating. It's just the planes going over, and it's just, I had peace. It was beautiful. Anyone else? Thank you, John and Evelyn. I'm having to do some things manually on the computer, so you will see me looking over here because I'm trying to read notes because my laptop, for whatever reason, quit connecting to the internet. So anyway, that's why I'm looking over here. All right, anyone else? Again, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, I encourage you to share your thoughts on comment or chat section, and we'll share them here as well. Okay. Well, then let's go ahead and jump into the topic, which is authenticity. And I'll just share a couple points. I don't know, Norm, are you there? Norman, can you check to see if that link is working? And if it is, go ahead and put it into the chat section of Zoom, and then I can copy that and I'll put it over onto the Facebook and YouTube section if it's working. But that has the notes, so that ideally what we can do each week is there might be some times where we do some slides, but for the most part, it's going to be easier if I can post these on the blog section, and might even put some pictures in there too, just for the fun of it. But for the most part, it will be the text of the notes and the lessons that we're going to cover. And again, I hopefully will get to a place where we can also do a transcript as well as the video from our discussions, because I do want these to be a whole lot more discussion and less teaching. So I'm just going to share a couple thoughts, and I want you guys to be ready to jump in, and let's talk about authenticity. What does it mean? And then someone else brought up the question, Sandy, you brought up the question about what's the difference between authenticity and transparency. And there is a difference. There's obviously a difference, but what difference does it make? So what difference do those two things make? But, I had 10 things that I wrote down. And, the biggest one I want everybody to understand is you being authentic is your gift to this world. It's your gift to be yourself, and not, and to be yourself without all the baggage that the world has tried to throw at you. And that baggage being the programming. And you've heard me say this many, many times, and I will continue to say it because I want you to become aware of it. Become aware of the fact that you're being programmed all the time. We all are. The question becomes, do I like that programming that is coming at me or not? Is it going to benefit me or not? If it's not going to benefit me and I'm aware of it, I can begin to say no to that programming. It's like, no, I'm not going to receive that. I do not receive that into my being. And you can let it go. You can let it go and let it pass right on by. We're talking about spiritual Aikido or Judo, where you're just going to watch that stuff come at you. And it's like, yeah, that's not me. I'm going to let that go. And you don't have to engage it, because once you engage it and start trying to fight it, now it's got you. It's got you. It's got your attention. You're honoring it because you're giving it your time and your attention and your effort and your energy. You are honoring it. And when you honor something, it grows. So do not honor the programming that you do not want. Don't give it a second thought. Don't give it the time of day. Let it pass on by you so that you don't have to play that game. So the challenge that we run into is that from the day you are conceived into this world, the programming begins right then. The programming begins because once you are conceived, you're going to start receiving the emotions and some of the chemicals that your mother is creating. So if she's creating or in a situation where there's fear or whatever it might be, you're getting programming even at conception. And then as you're born into your family or born into this world, you're going to be born into a family somewhere, somehow, and you're going to be programmed by that family. Hey, I thought my family was the way all families were. And I would go visit other families. I'd spend the night at somebody else's house. And I was always like, why are they so weird? Why do they do things so differently than we do them at our house? And I was probably well into my 20s before I finally realized, oh man, we were messed up. My family was definitely messed up. And to come to that realization that late in life, wow, okay. So then we begin to think about, okay, what do we need to unwind here? What do we need to deprogram from? So you've got your family of origin, and then if you're going to church, you're getting programmed there. If you're going to school, you're getting programmed there. You go to college, you get programmed there. You go to your workplace, you get programmed there. You go to your country, you don't have to go there, you're born in one. But in that country, wherever you're born, likely your country's going, rah, 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 we are the best nation on the planet. You're getting programmed. And obviously, as human beings, we think we are the center of the world. And so, and in some ways, this world we might be, but let's be cognizant of the fact that we are programmed, and that for me, that meditation space, that meditation place is where Father reveals to me the next level of programming that he says, hey, you want to let this go? You want to let this go? Sometimes I don't even get it. Sometimes I don't even know what it is, but I just know. I can just feel it. I can feel the weight come off of me as I just choose to continue to let things go. And here's the crazy part that you might not like, but I think it's very true. And that is, when we have let things go, when we've let everything go, doesn't mean you can't have anything, but I'm just saying when you let things go to the point where they no longer control you, and you are totally free, that's the space and the place that Jesus was, where he said, the enemy has no hook on me. He has nothing to hook into, because he had let everything go. It's like, you can call me names, you can beat me up, you can, give me 40 lashes, you can do all of that. But there is nothing left in me because I've let it all go. I don't get angry. I don't get disappointed. I don't get frustrated. I don't have any of those negative frequencies because I've been able to let everything go. Those things that we hold inside of us, you're holding stuff inside of you when something happens on the outside and it hits that thing on the inside, and now you're upset. One way or another, you're freaking out, you're angry, you're frustrated, you're disappointed, any of those negative emotions, and even the positive emotions. It's like you've got stuff inside of you that, hey, you liked it when it happened. And so when it comes back, it's like, woo, you get all excited again. It's just another thing that you have inside of you. And I'm not saying to be totally bland and void of all things, but certainly the negative things, they probably are not serving you well. Now, I think of this in terms of when people go out and they join organizations that picket and they come against certain topics, certain things. And it's like, well, should you never do that? Well, no, those things are totally fine. But can you do it from a place where there's no anger, there's no animosity? It's just something you see that is good, a change that you see that needs to happen, and you choose to step into that and do it, but from a place where you're not able to get hooked into. Because, if you go out on those picket lines, you see people, they get riled up. They got all kinds of stuff in them. And if you push the right button, you get an explosion. We don't want to be there. We don't want to be in that place. We want to be free. And so when we spend this time in the Father's heart and in that place of meditation where we're just letting these things go, so that that anger doesn't have to sit there until it explodes. That frustration doesn't have to rise up and become depression. You know, there's a lot of different things that if we can kind of preemptively go forward and let these things go and just clean ourselves out. Clean yourself out to where ideally there's nothing left but you. The you that Father created, the authentic you that Father created, and you get to just have a blast being you. You don't have to try to measure up to all the things that the world has told you. You get to just simply be you. So that was one point that's not even on my list. I'm going to stop there and I want to open it up, because if some of you have some things on your heart, I want to hear what you think about authenticity. What do you want to share about authenticity? Maybe in your own life, when you've had a moment where you've just realized that was the authentic me. I was able to just be me. So if you're on Zoom, raise your electronic hand. And if you are on Facebook or YouTube, put it in the chat section. Let's hear what you have. All right, Mimi, go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yep, can hear you now. Go ahead.
I'm using two different devices, so I'm kind of navigating some technical sophistication that I don't normally do. So interesting when you said in the very beginning something about the difference between authenticity and transparency. And these are two of my favorite words, as a lot of you who are getting to know me know, and actually two literal words the Lord gave me for 2024 were authentic and aligned, meaning aligned with the design of God.
Amen.
And as I was sitting here listening to you, Gil, and just thinking, well, what is the difference between transparency and authenticity? And this is what came to me just now. Authenticity to me is me showing up, being true to myself, true to my identity as I am right now, whatever situation or circumstance I'm in. But transparency is how deeply I allow others to have access to who I truly am. So in one setting, and that's based on trustworthiness. So as I learn which scenarios, which settings, which individuals, which groups of people are actually trustworthy over time, then I'll be more and more and more transparent with them. Now, unfortunately, I just had a recent experience where I found out that some people I thought were trustworthy, that I had shared many personal things with very authentically in a group setting throughout most of this year, that they are not trustworthy. And so sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes we make mistakes and we take risks. And so I'm not faking who I am in these different scenarios. That's not what it's about. It's about as we emotionally, this is what I believe, so anybody can disagree with this, but as I grow in emotional and spiritual maturity, I get to decide how much of who I am authentically I share with others. I'm not going to share the full, 100% of who I am with people who haven't earned my trust. But I will like in a business setting or some other type of setting, I'll show up authentically as that part of me that's appropriate for that setting. So I think that's just a good thing to consider in terms of, I think transparency has to do with intimacy, building relationship, and I will be more and more and more transparent with someone or a group of people as they demonstrate to me that they can be trusted. And it's like I guess we could look at authenticity as like the glacier, and there's the tip of the iceberg of our.
That's good.
It's all real. It's all really who we are. We're not faking anything, but it's just some people just get to see the tip of the iceberg of who we really are, and then others get to learn more and more about the depths, and only a few get, closer to 100% of who we are. So
Yeah.
that was a good thing that, they're two of my favorite words, and they go together for me. But then I thought, well, what is the difference? There must be a difference. And the last thing I wanted to say was just about anger. I believe that there is appropriate righteous anger, and it's not a negative thing. And that when we don't express it, that's when all kinds of abuses and things take place, because anger is often a response to boundaries being crossed. Someone invades our boundaries, somebody disrespects, somebody abuses. And there are times, I believe, just like, Yeshua and Paul, and we have other examples in the Bible, where people spoke up and confronted in righteous anger. Of course, there's unrighteous anger as well. I think that the difference is, how could I say it? What's the difference? The motivation and the fruit. So what's the motivation for this anger? And then what's the fruit of it? We can look down the road and see, well, maybe the fruit of it was a ministry changed their safety protocols, their policies within the structure of how do you deal when some inappropriate behavior has taken place? What's the chain of command? How do you deal with it, as opposed to, well, I don't want to ruffle any feathers, I'm not going to say anything. So that was just, I wanted to say, and when I allowed part of my healing, we're going back to my 20s, late 20s, so a long time ago, part of my healing and my deliverance and freedom was when I started allowing myself to express anger, because I had not allowed myself to express it. I didn't want to make anybody mad. I was the nice girl. I wanted to make people happy and be full of joy. And it was making me sick to not express healthy anger. I physically developed fibromyalgia and some other things, which thankfully I don't have anymore. So I just throwing that out there as food for thought. Thank you for listening. Thanks for the good topic.
Yeah, and then I've been taking a lot of notes here. Really good stuff. And I want to just say one thing, because I have been an addict to anger, because anger produces certain, I don't know if endorphins is the right word, but it creates certain chemicals that are similar to what you get when you're on a high or experiencing something exciting, and you can get addicted to that. I definitely have been addicted to that in the past. So I would almost feel and sense that there's a point where you don't want to cross, because that's not healthy anger. That's creating something in me, stirring something up in me that is now almost controlling me versus me controlling it. But as you were speaking, I'm thinking, yes, but there is a place where when a boundary is crossed and it's not being heard and no one's paying attention, and it's like